Hello and welcome to Model Railroading for Dummies, the how-to show for model railroading dummies just like me. Now, our next project is just going to be a short one-episode project. But the next thing I want to do is to add this cold storage building to the corner of my layout and get the scenery around it. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show how to make unique signs, more or less. There's not much to it. Then we'll go and place it on the layout, get it solid, and then put in all the scenery around it. So, without any further ado, let's go down to, well, first of all, let's go to my computer and then head to the layout. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I did. Basically, I went online and looked up for what I wanted for a picture, and I found this. So what I did was I just copied it, and then I brought up a Word document. Then it's just a simple matter of pasting it on. Then what I did is I just changed the size. I got mine about 1 1/3 size. So make sure your aspect ratio is locked. Then you got a picture that you can print out. Then I just did a simple matter of writing the words. So I would recommend you having the ruler here. If you can have it the right size so that you can have a regular ruler, put it up to here and say, okay, that's 1 inch. So that this ruler is the same size as a regular ruler. So that way, you can go to your building, measure and say, okay, it's the words or picture is about this big, compare it to the actual model, and kind of visualize what the size that you're going to need. So it's like, okay, it's a little bit too small or it's a little bit too big. Now, I've got 3 copies. I only need 1, but the printer that we have right now is not exactly, it can smudge some ink and stuff, so I figured I might as well fill out the page and get a couple copies. So that way, if I happen to screw up one, I've got a couple spares, and if 1 or 2 of them happen to have smudged ink or something, I got a spare. So once you print that out, then we can cut them out. Okay, here we are now at the workbench. My messy one. As you see, I did get some ink some wooden ink messed up a bit, but it looks good, and I got a couple spares. So, what you're going to want to do is get one of these cutters so you can cut it straight. Either that, or if you can get your ruler nice, you can get a nice sharp hobby knife, and you can get the same effect. But I'm going with this. Make sure it's cut through nicely. And I didn't cut through that good on this side. See if I can get this right. There. Was able to get that good. Now, let's line up the top of this. There, that looks good. This time, make sure I get it cut through. There, that looks good. Now, let's trim off the ends. That looks good. There. Now we have a nice sign here. It doesn't look too bad. Now for the picture. This one you're going to want to... I would recommend cutting just a little bit on the close side so you get just a hint of the picture cut. So that way you don't have white streaks on the outside. Unless you want white streaks. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see how this here, I got just a hint of the blue off. Okay, get that lined up. Do the same for the bottom. And they got a little bit of white in front of the top, but that shouldn't be too bad. I was being careful not to cut the top of that shuriken. But yeah, that's... I got that. Now it's time to get them on a styrene back. Okay, I found some styrene. I'm guessing it's 20,000ths. So it's the right length. So it looks like this corner is nice and even. So we're gonna glue this to the edge here. Okay, we'll take this. I got an ordinary Elmer's school glue stick. Make sure you get the corners good, so that it doesn't start peeling or anything like that. The corners are by far the most important part. Okay. Now, just kind of carefully put on. I mean, you got plenty of time. You can still, it's nice to get it on one go. There, that looks good. Now we'll let that dry. Let's see. Let's try this over here. Yeah, that should work pretty good on the corner. Once again, similar type thing. Just glue it on. Make sure you get all the corners. Get that out of the way. Carefully put it in. Just make sure it's all nicely lined up if you got corners like this. So that way you have less cutting to do later. Make sure all the corners are nicely pressed down. There. Now we'll let this dry for a little bit, then we'll cut these out, and then we can glue them to the model. Okay, here we are. Now, what we're going to do here, we'll take our metal straight edge, get it right along the edge here. carefully score the line. First pass, you want to be fairly light just to make sure that you get a good groove. Because once you get a groove going off, it is murder to correct it. There. Got a nice solid backing to this. Okay. Now, let's see, get this. There we go. That's best. Okay. You got all lined up perfectly. Then we'll take the first light pass over. Okay. Okay, that side is done. Do the same for this end here. There. Now we've got some nice signs here. Now, let's get the model off the layout and get the super glue. Okay. Now, I think what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to put this right here, center it, more or less. Same here. I think what we're going to do is, let's see, where do I want to put this? Yeah, I think right here. Okay, and before you start gluing things down, just sort of lightly, you know, you got these, you might as well just kind of arrange them. It's like, will it work over here? Where will it look good? That's how you put it. Okay, I think I got where I want it. Now, let's see. Take our ruler. It can be a regular ruler or HO scale one. In any case, let's see how long this is. Okay. I don't know how I did it, but I got exactly 46. Which means what we're going to want to do is I know exactly where the middle point is. Get that there, and okay, I have the middle, the 23 right at the center. Okay. Very lightly put in a couple marks. And let's see. How far down do we want this? Let's see, I was thinking there. And what we'll do is go 2 feet down. There. Now hopefully I should be able to get this fairly straight. Okay, now let's get some super glue on the back here. Okay, get this. Lined up. Press it home. Okay, this one end, I don't think I put enough glue at the end. Just stick some right under there. There. Better hold this down for a second or two. That really looks nice. It just seems to pop. Now it's just a simple form of do spinjitzu. Zane doing spinjitzu. Just do the same, put glue at the back. Okay. This here will have the top of the building. There. Now I didn't do too straight on this edge, but I think I will do. There. And that is how you do make your own homemade signs with which to put them on. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention that the paper I used is cardstock. So it's thicker than normal paper. I would recommend cardstock because it's less likely to warp and stuff. It's just a little bit thicker. Now you could theoretically just stick the cardstock straight to the building, but I prefer to have a styrene backing to them. So it's got a nice solid background. Not only that, if you do happen to screw it up, it's on these things and not on the building itself. That's what I'd say. Okay, so now I'll move the table back to where it belongs and let's start working on the area. Okay, at the beginning of this video, I said that this was just going to be a one-part video. I lied. I realized when editing this video that after doing the bit for the signs, it's like, man, I'm already getting close to 20 minutes. I ain't gonna have time for adding the rest. And as I am getting a little bit short of time for actually tomorrow's episode, I'm just going to cut it short here and make this a video just on how to make your custom signs. Now, I tell you, the signs look great. And it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So, I mean, I did not design them myself or anything. I just, I sort of designed the letterings, but that didn't take much at all. I mean, I just found a picture on the internet that I thought would work very good for what I was looking for. Basically a picture of Lego Ninjago Zane doing spinjitzu. So then I found a picture I liked, copied it, placed it on, and it turned out a lot better than I thought it would. So I mean, this is an easy way to add unique signs to your building, or even, because you know the Bud Strucking kit that I use does come with signs, you could just use those signs and put them onto the styrene backing just like I did these custom ones. And I think they'll actually look better that way. They'll actually look more like signs instead of just cardboard or cardstock paper glued onto a plastic building. So, if you like this video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure to hit the little bell icon so that you can receive notifications when I release new content. So until next time, keep working on those model railroads, keep experimenting, keep having fun, and until next time, keep your trains on the tracks.